When we were out here early this evening, we were looking at the fire that was coming up, and we could see the flames coming up over the hill. And some people were saying, well, where'd that come from? We talked about some of our contingency points, and we talked about how we didn't want the fire to cross over Queens Canyon, and that's one of the things we've been focusing on for multiple days now. That fire did spot over Queens Canyon. As it was going there, it kind of took a run up. We talked about the canyon being like this. It took that run up Queens Canyon. When it got to the top of that area, it picked up these winds. These winds started picking up at about 65 miles an hour. That was not in the plan. As a result of that, that started pushing that down and into the Mountain Shadows community, and that's what you're seeing today. And it greatly saddens me tonight to have to share with you that we have multiple structures that are impacted in the Mountain Shadows community. I can't give you a number right now, and the truth is I can't even begin to focus on what a number is. What I can focus on is that we know that there are multiple places impacted. We are in that area working. We talked about when it came up over the canyon and coming down, that was our contingency point, and we had firefighters in there staged and ready to deal with that fire as we expected it kind of to back down. But with those 65-mile-an-hour winds blowing on the top, they had to kind of retreat back to Plan B, another contingency point to work on, and that's kind of what happened. As a result of that, we had multiple places of just smoke in the air, and that impacted us. A lot of people have been asking the question, what's going on? Why is this happening to us? As a forester and a firefighter, as multiple of us are, we see these types of fires all the time, but we understand that the community of Colorado Springs hasn't necessarily seen fire like this before. This is truly historic and unprecedented weather that we're having. We talked about the fact that we haven't received the precipitation that we've expected for the last couple of years. We only received 19% of the precipitation that we have been expecting this year, the same for last year. So if you expected 100% last year and 100% this year, it's like 200%, and we only got about 38% of that. Having those kind of drought conditions and extreme weather conditions like we're having with these unprecedented temperatures in the triple digits, all of that plays together and has impacted our ability to fight this fire. We are still engaged. We are still working hard. We have a community of folks out there. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to have Rich come and talk to you about what's going on operationally, and then the sheriff, and we're going to talk more about kind of what's going on down in the Springs, and then we're going to take questions. Now, folks, what I'm going to ask of you is that because of all that's going on, we all recognize that everybody's on their cell phone, right? And so that makes it hard to get information. This is a place where people are going to get information tonight. So what I would ask and respectfully request is that when we do go to questions, if you could please make sure that the questions that you ask are going to help us get information to the people out there based on, hey, what's going on? How is this impacting me? How should I prepare? If we can keep our questions in that arena, we would really appreciate that. We will be out here at 8 o'clock in the morning, but knowing that there are hundreds of thousands of people looking on right now and looking to you to help us get the most accurate information out, we'd really appreciate your help with that. With that, I'm going to have Rich Harvey come and start talking with us about where we're going operationally. Rich?